You know, I think his style suits better for the longer, you know, a 25 minutes or, you know, a 15 minutes. But one 5-minute round, if you had to show me something, no one can show me better than Chimaev. Their skills. I would put Chimaev right up there.
Can you kill a man when you have to? Yes, I can. If there's no ref, the ref doesn't stop it, I'm not stopping.
I mean, do you feel any pressure going into the fight?
Yeah, I think for me, pressure is such a big part of the game. I think if you don't feel any pressure, then you don't care enough. You know, for me, the pressure comes from me putting a high expectation for myself, going out there, you know, defending my belts, going back home without it is not an option for me. So the pressure is there, not only to win, but to perform to the best of my abilities and being better than the previous outing. So
the highly anticipated clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus duplessis is just days away, and the MMA world is buzzing with excitement ahead of their showdown at UFC 319. Featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski shared his enthusiasm for the bout, praising Chimaev's exceptional grappling skills and noting that many fans still underestimate just how good he really is. Volkanovski stated that when it comes to MMA grappling and wrestling, if there were only one round to showcase his abilities, Chimaev would clearly stand out as one of the best in the sport.
I'll tell you how good Chimaev is. I don't think people know he's a good grappler and be like, oh, hey, he's cool. But when it comes to MMA, grappling, wrestling, I could say he would probably be, if you had one round to prove yourself, Chimaev, hands down.
However, Dricus duplessis predicted that the first round against Khamzatchimaev will be intense and packed with non-stop action. He emphasized that his strategy isn't just about defending takedowns, but also staying on the attack. Citing past bouts against fighters like Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, duplessis stressed that maintaining offensive pressure is essential to staying competitive against Chimaev.
you know, I don't see him coming in with a different game plan, but and me neither. You know, I'm going out there to attack. I'm going there to kill him. I'm not going out there to defend Khamzat's takedowns. I'm not going out there to defend. I'm going there to attack. So I think it's going to look a little bit different. I mean, if you look at the Gilbert Burns fight and the success he had, Khamzat, that's a very, very good. Even with the Usman fight, Usman was, well, people don't just go and defend against him. He was forced. Usman was forced to defend. He did a great job. And then he started with his offensive wrestling and you know, showing Khamzat that he's not the only one that can wrestle.
On the other hand, despite concerns about his cardio and stamina over 5 rounds, Khamzatchimaev dismisses all doubts. He insists he's fully prepared for anything against Dricus duplessis, promising to give his all whether the fight ends quickly or goes the distance. Chimaev vows to fight with full intensity and be ready for a hard battle from start to finish.
Even if it's not striking, if it's just like that, you know, do you think it's going to be, I mean, you've had to work so hard to get here. Do you think that the final step is going to be over quickly, or do you feel like there's going to be a lot of adversity in this fight?
I'm going to go all in, like he always does. We will see if he's going to go fast. If he goes 5 rounds, I will be ready. I'm fighting there 5 rounds.
Khamzatchimaev was direct about Dricus duplessis' takedown defense, noting that even fighters not known for wrestling, like Robert Whittaker, have successfully taken him down. Chimaev stressed that as one of the top wrestlers in MMA, if strikers can bring duplessis to the mat, he sees no reason why he wouldn't be able to do the same.
Give him credit. You don't want to think that, you know, it's going to be easy, but when you really look at this guy, do you think he's going to be able to stop your takedown, or what do you think you're going to find out when you get in there with him immediately, from just based on what you've seen on film?
Like I told before, and the guys after my fight with Robert, said like to the guys, which guys, other UFC fighters was usually strikes, they take him down. I'm a wrestler in MMA, like one of the best wrestlers in MMA. How it's not possible to take him down, If Robert took him down, and Iron Till scramble and take over, and he took him down as well. But, you know, guys know at which level I am in wrestling.
Dricus duplessis acknowledged Khamzatchimaev as the toughest opponent he has faced so far, but said being underestimated is nothing new for him. He noted that every title defense comes with serious challenges, and this one is no different. Confident in his growth, Duplessis vowed to prove his improvement and show why he deserves to remain champion.
Dog, heading into this fight, is this going to be the toughest fight for you yet?
Well, I mean, yet to lose means that I have to lose some time, and I don't need that. I have 2 losses in my career. I know how it feels, and I'm completely fine if I never feel it again. But yeah, I'm the underdog. I've been the underdog most of my career, but yet I am the champion. So, you know, odds don't make fights. And for me, I 100% believe this is the best opponent that I've faced to date, but so was the previous one. Every time that you step in there, you are going to face the next most dangerous guy, especially as a champion. So for me, yes, this is the best fight that the best opponent I've ever come up against, but once again, I will show my improvements and why I'm...
Anthony Hernandez believes Dricus duplessis has what it takes to defeat Khamzat Chimaev, describing him as a tough, durable fighter with excellent endurance. He pointed out that unlike many of Chimaev's past opponents who moved up from lighter weight classes, Duplessis is a true 185-pound contender and a real test. Hernandez expressed interest in how the matchup will play out and said that given 5 rounds, he's confident he could finish anyone. He also emphasized his determination to face top contenders and pursue the title without hesitation.
Weight title on the line between Dricus and Khamzat. How do you see it playing out?
I think Dricus is going to get him, dude. He's a tough son of a bitch, you know what I mean? He doesn't gas out, and then, like I've said with Khamzat, I've never seen him, like, fight like a legit 185. I mean, Whitaker, yeah, but, like, besides that, everyone else is, like, 155ers coming up, and so I really want to see him with an actual test, you know what I mean?
If that test was you and you fought Khamzat Chimaev, how would that play out?
I think he gasses. You give me 5 rounds to him, I'll finish anybody, you know what I mean? I don't give a f***. I'm here to fight whoever. I want the belt, so I'm going to fight all these sooner or later. Run it. Like, that's simple.
In another interview, Anthony Hernandez described Dricus duplessis as a strong, unpredictable, and dangerous challenge for any fighter. He questioned whether Khamzat Chimaev had ever truly faced a natural middleweight with Duplessis' size and skill. Aside from Robert Whitaker, Hernandez wondered how Chimaev would handle that combination of power and adaptability. Ultimately, he backed Duplessis to win, confident that his toughness and stamina would be the deciding factors.
Honestly, dude, DDP's a tough off. Chimaev has never fought like I don't know, has he fought like, besides Whitaker, has he fought any like real 85ers? I'm curious to see how he does with the actual big motherfucker, you know what I mean? That can't.
UFC legend Michael Bisping pointed out Dricus duplessis' unusually large frame for a middleweight and praised his solid jiu-jitsu, as well as his willingness to engage Khamzat Chimaev in grappling exchanges. He highlighted DDP's strength, stamina, toughness, and knockout power, noting that the real question would be whether Chimaev could sustain his intensity for all 5 rounds without gassing out.
Plessis is a gigantic middleweight, walks around at about 230 pounds, diets down to 185. He's got excellent jiu-jitsu. We've seen the videos of him tapping out multiple black belts. He's spoken quite openly that he's going to beat Khamzat at his own game. He's going to go toe-to-toe. He's going to walk him down. He's going to choose to grapple with him and test him down there on the ground. He's big. He's strong. He's got a good gas tank. He's got an excellent chin. And he's got knockout power. So we are going to see if Khamzat Chimaev can really push it over 5 rounds. Because if he can't, he's going to be in a...
Michael Bisping acknowledged Dricus duplessis' impressive resume, citing victories over Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, and Robert Whitaker. However, he described Khamzat Chimaev as a rare and aggressive opponent who competes with relentless intensity. Bisping doubted Chimaev could overpower Duplessis as easily as he has others, and questioned whether he could sustain that pace over the course of all 5 rounds.
Just beat Strickland twice, Israel Adesanya, Robert Whitaker. Before that was Derek Brunson and Darren Till and Brad Tavares. It was definitely, I won't say a step up because Strickland was a champ and Israel was a long-time champ. But I do think Khamzat is a different kind of beast. You know, The question is, can he go 5 rounds? You know, I think he knows he can't expect to go out there and just get a hold of Dricus, ragdoll him to the floor, face crank him, smash his teeth in like he did to Robert Whitaker and walk away. You know, the fun thing about Khamzat is that he'll try and do that. I don't think he has the ability to pace himself because he's never had a need.
Former UFC champion Chael Sonnen discussed how Khamzat Chimaev might secure a win over Dricus duplessis. He explained that Chimaev's main strategy would be to take Duplessis down and control him on the ground. But if that plan failed, he would shift to outstriking him on the feet. Sonnen also noted that while many see Chimaev as unbeatable, this matchup could be the real test of that belief.
different verbiage for saying I don't think Chimaev can beat Dricus, and I'm only sharing with you that's new. You guys have always believed Chimaev could beat Dricus. You've always believed that Chimaev could beat everybody. You believed as recently as Chimaev's last fight that nobody could touch him. You're a very simple group. Can he beat him? That's between those two. How does he beat him? He starts with plan A, which is to take him down and maul him. And if that doesn't work, which in the past it hasn't, he attempts to bludgeon him on his feet more than he gets bludgeoned. That's the answer to the question. That's how Chimaev...
Meanwhile, Corey Brundage admitted that he had often underestimated Dricus Duplessis before fights, only to watch him win convincingly nearly every time. He noted that DDP had dominated most of his opponents, much like Khamzat had with his own challengers. Brundage also felt the concerns about Chimaev's cardio were overstated, reminding fans that Chimaev went the distance with Kamaru Usman, one of the greatest welterweights in UFC history.
Do you burn or chill Khamzat beating Dricus Duplessis?
Bro, that's a good one. Because, you know, every fight, I'm like, DDP is not winning this fight. There's no way. He wins. And he not only does he win, he really dominates, bro. There haven't been many fights he's had that I felt like were very close, except for maybe his first Sean Strickland fight.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, bro, he's really run through pretty much everybody. And he's big for the weight. But Khamzat also has run through everybody. And everybody's hating on his cardio, but, like, bro, he's a savage. He went the distance with Kamaru, and yeah, it was only 3 rounds, but Kamaru, like, people were saying, was the greatest welterweight of all time. You know, so I know he lost a couple fights. People forget that shit, but in the moment, it was like, bro, this guy is an animal that he's fighting.
Corey Brundage ultimately leaned toward favoring Khamzat Chimaev, believing that once Chimaev locked onto an opponent, his strength and control were unmatched. He recalled training footage where Chimaev dominated elite wrestler Pat Downey, which convinced him that Khamzat could impose that same dominance on almost anyone. However, Brundage also acknowledged that Dricus Duplessis had proven him wrong on numerous occasions.
There and traded. It wasn't like he tried to grapple. I mean, outside of the first round, he really sat there and traded, and his pressure is underrated too.
Yeah.
I'm curious
on
to
the
see
ground.
Dricus
On the ground though, oh my god.
Not even on the ground, like standing too. His constant pressure.
Yeah. Well, I think Dricus is gonna have to. So if I'm Khamzat, I'm coming out and striking early. I'm gonna test his wrestling, and then the whole fight though, he's got to worry about the wrestling, right? So the striking becomes way easier, and then the pressure becomes.
Paul Felder believes Dricus Duplessis is facing his toughest challenge yet in his upcoming fight against Khamzat Chimaev. He pointed to Chimaev's relentless pressure and explosive starts as key factors that make him such a dangerous opponent, while Duplessis has secured impressive wins over top names like Robert Whittaker. Felder feels Chimaev's aggressive style will push him to his biggest test so far.
I think this is the toughest test of Dricus Duplessis' career.
Yeah, I think so. I think just that first round type of crazy onslaught that he brings to the table and pressure that he brings early in a fight is very, very difficult, where it might not be the highest caliber as far as pedigree and what we've seen from a fighter so far. I mean, you know, you got Whitakers and people like that he's been able to beat and get through. But I absolutely think that this is going to be his big.
Paul Felder noted that the first 5 minutes will be especially intense for Dricus Duplessis because of Khamzat Chimaev's relentless aggression. He described Chimaev as a fighter who charges forward from the start, looking to gain dominant positions, unleash heavy strikes, and finish quickly. While Duplessis can appear unpredictable and unpolished, Felder pointed out his consistent ability to prove critics wrong. Ultimately, Felder gives the edge to Duplessis despite acknowledging the tough challenge ahead.
Somebody that's going to come out, and you know that first 5 minutes, absolute chaos with somebody like Khamzat. He's going to be on him. He's going to try to take him down. He's going to try to take his back, and he throws big punches. And Dricus being a little bit wild and a little bit clumsy in there sometimes. I think this is his big. But, dude, I'm done ever counting Dricus Duplessis out of a fight. He has proven all of us wrong over and over again in these fights where we think he's going to, okay, this guy's going to kick his ass. So if I had to pick, I'm leaning Duplessis.
On the other hand, Arman Tsarukyan, who trained alongside Khamzat Chimaev during camp, voiced his full support for him and expressed hope to see Chimaev capture the UFC title. He said Chimaev looked sharp, energetic, and had an outstanding training. Camp Tsarukyan added that he helped wherever needed, whether in wrestling or striking, because he genuinely wants to see Chimaev reach the pinnacle of the sport.
Everybody, I'm Arman Tsarukyan. We have a training camp with Khamzat Chimaev. He's getting ready for his title fight. He looks sharp, so excited for him and to see him UFC champion. So far his camp going well, he's healthy, he has a lot of energy, and I'm just here to help him whatever they need. If they need the wrestling, I'll wrestle. If they need the striking, I'll strike. So we're here to help, and I want him to be here.
However, Arman Tsarukyan pointed out that Khamzat Chimaev has at times entered fights without being fully recovered due to overtraining. He explained that Chimaev now works with a coach who uses a monitoring device to track his daily recovery, allowing them to better manage training, intensity, and prevent burnout.
Так как он любит очень много тренироваться, его на тренировках надо останавливать. Допустим, поспоринговал, идет там мешок бьет, там лапа бьет, потом пойдет штангу покачает. Он из тех парней, которые нужно остановить, да, на всякий случай уходить. Его проверяют каждый день, его восстановление, он встает и здесь монитор, где показывает его восстановление каждое утро. И все находится в яме.
Из ямы вытаскивают?
Из ямы вытаскивают. Больше хотите, чтобы он был свеж, выполнен. Потому что ты, если придешь перетренированный на спарринг, ты не сможешь отработать. Из-за этого парня нужен человек, который 24/7 контролировать его и останавливать, чтобы он не прыгал.
Ronnier de Ridder, having trained with both fighters, expressed greater confidence in Dricus duplessis' ability to last against Khamzat Chimaev. He didn't expect Chimaev to secure an early finish but believed the later rounds 3rd, 4th, and 5th would favor Duplessis as he builds momentum. De Ridder jokingly added that he hopes the fight doesn't last that long so he can step in and get involved himself.
Still leaning towards Dricus because of the experience I have with training with both the guys. I just don't see Khamzat finishing him early, and I see Dricus building in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I see him edging it out, but we'll see. Hopefully it never happens, and I can.
Ronnier de Ridder described Dricus duplessis as a tough opponent due to his unusual movement and exceptional stamina. He noted that Duplessis uses unpredictable angles and has an impressive gas tank. De Ridder explained that most fighters tend to focus on either striking or wrestling, but the key against Duplessis is to mix the two, using strikes to force him into a defensive shell, then pressing him against the cage to wrestle and control him in the clinch.
I think is the key to beating DDP, because he's just one of those guys. Yeah,
it's a crazy puzzle to solve, huh? Because it's so, the way he moves, everything he does is so weird. The gas tank is crazy. Angles he comes with is very weird. But what we haven't seen people do to him is mixing strikes and takedowns. They all strike and then he shells up, moves back. They stop striking, and then he gets another go. But I think what would be important in this fight is hit him with a couple shots, make him shell up like he likes to do, and then push him against the cage, wrestle with him.
Ronnier de Ridder expressed a preference for Dricus duplessis to defeat Khamzat Chimaev, believing it would keep the division moving forward. He noted that if Khamzat won decisively, he might take a long break due to his growing fame, whereas Dricus would likely stay active and defend the belt within a few months.
There one that you lean towards in terms of like which one would you prefer?
Well, Khamzat is of course. I think if Khamzat wins this one, especially if he wins decisively, it'll be like a huge name, right? That might come with him taking a lot of time off. So it might be better if Dricus wins, and then we can fight in 4 to 6 months. That would be best.
Sure, like the reality is like Khamzat could win but then be out for a year, and I know you don't want to wait that long.
No, exactly. So hopefully it would be nice if Dricus wins and we can laugh.
In a separate interview, Ronnier de Ridder noted that it's still difficult to truly gauge Khamzat Chimaev's full skill set, as his quick win over Robert Whittaker didn't reveal much. While he acknowledged that Chimaev may have improved since then, de Ridder believes there are still too many unanswered questions to make a definitive assessment of his abilities. That wraps up today's video. Share your predictions for this matchup in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. to our channel for more UFC updates.